talking about is something that I don't hear a lot of people talking about, man. But before we get started on it, let me introduce the panel, man. I want you guys to go ahead and introduce yourselves too, man. We got to my left, man, my brother, Mr. Lewis, man, also known as Icewater Slaughter. Go ahead and tell the people what's up, man.
How y'all doing, man? My name is Darren Lewis, aka Icewater Slaughter. I'm part of Trinity going Cartel, part of Criminal Element, part of the group now, formerly as A Few Good Men. Man, I'm just a child of God.
Come on here, man.
So look forward to a lot of y'all, meeting a lot of y'all and hearing a bunch of great music. I've been a friend of my brother J. Dab for a while now, and Global Gospel, been knowing him for a while, so it's like a family affair. It's a pleasure to be here. Thank y'all.
That is. Then, man, to his left, we got our co-host, man, brother J. Lee Daniels. Go ahead and tell the people what's happening.
What's going on, everybody? How y'all doing? Ready for the show today.
Already. And then to his left, we got the legendary Global Gospel in the building.
Hey, man, y'all. We just want to tell everybody, man, we're looking forward to what's going to take place with this panel. I know Darren, that's my bro. Everybody on this panel really my family, you know what I mean? And so we're just finna get it in, and I believe God gonna show us something that we need to know, because we're gonna hear from different angles.
That's it, that's it. And you know the crazy part about it, the whole platform for the Kingdom Hour show, bro, is to really provide that balance in life, you know what I'm saying? Because let's be honest, you cannot be running around here super spiritual.
Come on.
Period. You missing it because you have to be relatable.
Come on.
You know what I'm saying? What's the saying? You so heavenly minded till you know earthly good. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's the whole platform for the Kingdom Hour show. But tonight's topic is this here, man. We want to talk about, you know, what we got going on with the Black Lives Matter movement and the protest and everything, man.
Yeah.
We want to hit on that thing because we done talked about the BLM, and then the week before last, we actually talked about what's after the protest. You know what I'm saying? Because if you guys have noticed, things are really switching.
Yeah.
Things are really switching, you know what I'm saying? And so they hit us with COVID, you know what I'm saying? Then they hit us with George.
My God.
And now they done took the attention back off of George and put it back on COVID.
My God.
Come on.
But tonight we want to talk about, man, what part does the streets play in all this here? Because let's be honest, I'm looking at a panel full of street cats, you know what I'm saying? I'm looking at a panel full of street cats. Ex-street cats, man. But people who have graduated from the streets.
Hey, I ain't never lost my stripes.
Yeah, you never lost your stripes, man?
Amen.
Man, so this is what we talking about, man, and this is why we want to talk about it, because in every community you have church people, you have political people, you have street people. I'm saying we get consumed with the church and the politics of it, but we never talk about the part that the streets play in all this, because the streets have major influence. Major influence, man. Because to be honest, man, okay, Slaughter, he gave the groups, you know what I'm saying, Criminal Element on Trinity Garden Cartel. Now it's on Few Good Men, man.
Yeah.
To be honest with y'all, man, this dude was one of the dudes who raised us in the garden.
Come on.
Wow. You know what I'm saying?
I'm humble.
He was one of the dudes that raised us in the garden because of the platform that he had early on. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so it's like, man, because let's think about it. When we think about music is really the gauge.
Right.
The gauge. And so whenever you're engaged in music, you have to see, okay, how does my life line up with what they saying? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, so man, I'm not gonna do all the talking up here, man. I just wanted that's where we at, man. Let's talk about this thing from the streets point. And if you want to know my point, I believe that the streets. This here, if you holding weight like that, if you've earned your stripes and because look here, man, an OG is an OG, point blank, period. You know what I'm saying? And an OG is gonna teach a youngster from every part of the game. OG gonna teach you how to get your money and how to get out when that exit is presented. You know what I'm saying? But what part does the streets play in this? Go ahead, man. Anybody can jump in this thing.
The streets, man, is well, being that I did come from out the streets, so I feel like the streets play a major role in it. If you're not structured, if you're not, like Dab said, if you're an OG, then that means you should be teaching the young ones a different way to walk, a different way to talk, a different way to carry themselves when they're in the presence of a police officer. When they're in the presence of people, of elderly people, when they're in the presence of younger folks, you got to watch what you say. You got it's different things, it's different characters. You got to carry yourself a whole different way.
Come on.
And if you're not teaching them that, then you can't be mad at them if they go out and do the wrong thing.
Oh, come on, man.
You can't be mad at the youngsters if you're not in their presence doing what you're supposed to do. You can't get mad at them if they don't put their hands up when the loud man say freeze.
Right.
If you haven't taught them how to carry themselves when they're in the presence of a law. When one of them get killed, you can't sit up and cry, and you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. You can't do all that. So I feel like as me being older now and being in the streets and getting out the streets and everything I went through with getting shot, with going to jail, going to prison, with, you know what I'm saying, finding God and getting married and trying to walk a whole different walk.
Come on, man.
Oh man, it's a lot that we got to teach these kids, man, you know what I'm saying? Because us as growing up, it was a lot of things that we got that wasn't right. A bunch of myths that we got wasn't right. You can't teach an old dog new tricks. Who said you can't teach an older person? Now you can learn from a kid. Come on. You can learn you learn every day. It's walking with Christ is a struggle every day. So you can learn every day. It's something you can learn. You know, keep your enemies close. Who want to keep their enemies close? Come on here. So, you know, a lot of the myths that we had growing up, we got to break that cycle. Come on. We got to teach them the right way. So that's why I say the streets play a major role, and if you're an older person talking to a younger person, it plays a major role. You got to play that role. You got to be the person that you need to be so they can be the person that they need to be. Amen.
That's facts, man. That's facts. Johnny, you got anything, man?
Yeah, kind of to piggyback what he said. I grew up, I'm not a street dude, but I grew up in the streets. I was raised with my grandmother, so I didn't have an outlet of a father to be like, hey, this is what you need to do, this is what needs to be done. So a lot of the stuff I had to learn on my own, and I learned that from watching people in the streets. So I believe right now, at the time that we're in now, with the streets, it's now time for the people who need to be leaders to lead. Okay. And it's time for the people who need to follow needs to be okay and say, okay, it's okay for me to follow them. Yes. And then once I learn from them, then I can venture off, teach somebody else, and then we can go from there. So I think if we do that in the community and start doing that, and people, because people gonna start seeing you do stuff, and they're gonna be like, okay, I see some change. And it can't always be like, it's like a trait of truth. People see him, and if people do follow, he has followers. Right. And that's fine, you know, because people see him doing something positive, and they're like, oh, okay, this is positive, this is positive. So it's okay for you to get out there, start teaching people, and people, you'll get a few people here and there, and then you just keep on going and keep on doing what you got to do. Right on. And you can't give up, because as soon as we give up, then they do something else. That's right. So we got to stay on them, man. We got to keep up with change. We got to keep going. We can't stop, because they not going to stop. That's right.
That's it. Gospel, you got something?
Hey man, what does Black Lives Matter mean to the street? Let me give it to you like this, right? In music, if you couldn't take the street, you couldn't eat. So I'm gonna give it to you like this. If it's gonna be a change with Black Lives Matters, we got to first touch the street. We got to impact the street. Because if you touch the street, it scaled everything up. People want to scale everything from top to bottom, but no, the foundation is at the bottom. So you got to get out there in the street, and you got to touch the street. If you can get control of the street, then Black lives will really matter, because truth be told, it's us killing us more than the police killing us. It's black on black crimes more than it is police on black crimes. So in order for us to get help, you really want to do Black Lives Matter? Let's get out here and grind in these streets and teach these youngsters how to live. Because when we was growing up, even though we was doing street, we had a code we lived by. We didn't kill each other. We looked after one another. I mean, Slaughter was from the north. I came from the north and the south. So when I met Slaughter, I was coming fresh out of jail. You know what I mean? We hooked up. It wasn't no beef. He was from another hood, I was from another hood. It wasn't no beef. We got together and started collabing on music. We got together. It was just us looking after us, man. When we grew up, it wasn't no killing. I want to kill my black brother. It wasn't none of that.
But I mean, that was from an era of that was a completely different time frame to where black people had black people to depend on. I'm saying, when I was in the streets, man, we was going half, you know what I'm saying,
Yeah.
on licks, you know what I'm talking about? But now, man, everything is all about me and mine. And so when you say the foundation, we have to understand too that, man, it's like, it's a completely different breed of people right now. And I'm gonna be honest with you, bro, we dropped the ball.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We dropped the ball big time. And this is the thing, because now we're trying to get the ball back because, okay, God has set us down. He done opened our eyes to some things, and now we have to move in a different direction. But, man, I understand now, man, and not to be churchy, you feel me? You can't build nothing if you don't have a spiritual foundation, bro.
Come on.
And this is the thing, and because the church has such a bad rap, you know what I'm saying? Everybody in the church is hypocrites, you know what I'm saying? The preacher's stealing the money. And this is the thing, I believe that if you are a spiritual leader, man, you have to be above reproach. I didn't say you had to be perfect, but you have to be above reproach. You have to be conscious and aware of conviction and what sin is, you know what I'm saying? And so with the streets, because this was one of my theories. You know what I'm saying? Because I know we do outreach ministries and stuff like that, but then even in that, we do stuff out of order, you feel me? Because if you have an OG over this particular hood, whatever church you from, you need a relationship with him.
Straight up.
Right.
So guess what you just said? The next point what I was finna hit you with. Even Jesus had a Peter.
Come on, man.
You better come on.
Come on.
Jesus had a Peter. You understand me? Everybody that walked with Jesus, people think that, oh, these was just some little flimsy flam dude. No, Jesus.
Nah, they wouldn't.
Let me tell you something. To be a tax collector in those days, you had to be tough.
Come on here, man.
He didn't just go and get anybody.
Yeah.
He went and got the people that was in control of the stuff that was being controlled.
Yeah.
Come on here, man. Controlling the streets.
Man.
Come on here, OG. What you got? What you got?
It's amazing, man, because I really knew that this shit was gonna go like this. I'm in a whole learning process right now myself. So I knew it was gonna go like this. I got chills right now, man. But I didn't even know that global was coming, man. But and I met this brother here, man, and man, it's just amazing because when God moves, you feel it. Come on, you know what I'm saying? So my mind was on the same thing y'all was talking about, man. It's the foundation is Christ. You got to start at home, man. You know what I'm saying? You got to put Christ in your life. You got to put good in your life, man, to be able to show somebody something good.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And God ain't picking and choosing, man.
Yeah, come on.
He's not picking and choosing.
No respect.
You know what I'm saying? He have no respect for man.
Come on.
You know, man, it's a right and there's a wrong. Ain't no in between. You can't straddle the fence. So,
Come on.
you know, it's a lot going on, man. We're in the middle of a pandemic. We're in the middle of some real evil stuff going on, man. And the only thing gonna get us through this is God. Don't let these streets of these people fool y'all, man. Ain't nothing more better than being in the comfort of God. Somebody you know gonna bring you through it. You know what I'm saying? It's not time to wave in your faith. Come on. If you believe in God, man, he say faith without work is dead. Dead. So, hey, man, we got to put in work. Like Stacy said, we got to start the foundation. Yeah. Like Darren said, man, and we got to know at the end of the day, man, that God gonna get us through this. We got to have faith.
Yeah, yeah.
We walk by faith, not by sight. We got to turn off these TVs, y'all. Come on, we got to stop listening to all this stuff that these people saying and get into the real word. Come on. You know what I'm saying? Because the TV is gonna lead us to the dark.
Yeah, that old one-eyed devil, huh?
Yeah.
But look, man, but check this out. Because in the streets, you know what I'm saying, the main theme in the streets is to get money.
Yeah.
Come on. To get money. Especially if you come from where we come from, man, I'm talking about, man, look, bro, 2 o'clock in the morning some nights, man, I was walking down Bennington trying to find out what trap my old man was in.
Yeah.
Come on. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? I remember days where I go to the icebox, bro, and it's nothing in there but a piece of peppermint stick. From Christmas that was a couple of weeks ago, bro. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. And so what I'm saying, I brought these conditions up because in our mind, in the streets, that's our whole objective, man. Look, we gotta have better than this here. We want more. And so our objective is to get money. But I was talking to Crank earlier. Have y'all noticed that every store you going into now has a sign in the window that says, use your credit card?
Yeah, following you.
They're saying that it's a shortage on chains. So they are really directing the traffic right now, you know what I'm saying? And the scripture been talked about one world. Man, my brother educator told me a long time ago. He said, man, it's been a world currency they call credit cards.
Come on.
You know what I'm saying? And so what I'm saying is this, the streets, man, like you said that, when we're talking about the streets, man, we have to really get back out there in those streets, and we have a lot of destructing to do, and we have to tear down the very establishments that we built. You know what I'm saying?
Clean up what we missed.
Uh-oh, come on here, man.
Get this there. Watch this. When I met Slaughter, though we was in the street, we found out something about each other real quick. And that real quick, when we found out about each other, though we were street cats, we found out that we love Jesus.
Yeah. Come on, man. Come on.
The first gospel music, the first gospel rap that I ever heard in my life came from a group called Criminal Element.
Come on.
Slaughter was talking about Jesus in his music even then.
20 years ago.
You hear what I'm saying? And this I'm talking about introducing people to something that's real.
Man, look, not to cut you out, and I want to stay right there. I want to stay right there because this is the misconception right here. People think that Jesus not in the streets.
Whoa, come on.
That's what
People think that Jesus is not in the streets. You know what I'm saying? But the thing of it is, we have Jesus, but see, this is the thing, and this is what I've learned. With a street dude, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, man, they love Jesus just as much as the one that go to church every Sunday. You feel me? But at the same time, I found out that the one that's in church, not everybody, but typically, that believer that's in church every Sunday, he has grown. He has gathered a crutch for himself, and he gets stuck with praying. All he want to do is pray. And the scripture says man is to always pray, but the believer sometimes only want to pray, and I've learned that it's what you do after the amen that really counts. And so where you was in that vein, you know what I'm saying, with Jesus being in the streets, man, it's like it's a different understanding that, look, man, God, I love you for real, God, but if I take this 50 pack, you know what I'm saying, I can make $100 off of this here, you know what I'm saying, and I can be able to put some food on the table, and it conflicts because I done watched grandmama and big mama pray. You know what I'm saying? Stuff was showing up, but I still seen the struggle that came with that. And this is what we want to elude. This is what we want to escape from. I want to believe in God, but I don't want to struggle.
You remember that song Eddie Murphy was singing, Jimmy Want More, Jimmy Want More? Bro, listen to me. When you grew up in the house with 12 kids and all your clothes been hand-me-downs your whole life, man, when you grow one brother clothes, you meet the next brother clothes. Right. And then you pass them up and you get past the next brother. So I was doing push-ups and lifting weights. I wanted to be bigger than everybody because I wanted some new clothes. And then there was them jeans that was called tough skin. You couldn't tear them up. So they was going to last from generation to generation. Man. So here's the deal, right? So when I got out in the street, my mom and my daddy was already controlling the streets. I won't say the people that they were supplying because I don't want to convict nobody. But you know them. We all know them. And because my daddy went to California in 1976, he came back and he said, are they doing something new in California? Yeah. He said, so I'm going to go find out what they're doing in California. And so I started from seeing big old piles of what I thought was flour on the table. They turned to big rocks. Yeah. So my old man started rocking up coke in 76, 77. And later on after that, I saw the sportsman lounges and all that pop up. Yeah. And so I understand the street terminology, but I did understand this much that's right here. They didn't hustle for cars and clothes. Yeah. Right. See, my dad and them would go on trips, and when they come back, everybody in city gas bills was paid.
Man, stop right there. Right. You said everybody in city gas bills was paid. Right. See, bro, we don't understand that. Look here. City gas is a kingdom.
Come on.
Trinity Garden is a kingdom. Y'all did a song called The Garden Feeds Everybody.
Yes, indeed.
Come on.
You know what I'm saying? Acres Home. Right. That's a kingdom. South Park is a kingdom. We've been missing this thing from the word say go. See, when selfishness kicked in and everybody got that me, oh me, and mine, I got mine, you better get yours. See, this is the part in the streets right here, man. If I'm not condoning dope sales or none of that stuff, but let's keep it 1,000 across the table. It is what it is. We got dope in the hood.
Who is there?
You know what I'm saying? What are we going to do? You know what I'm saying? Because even though I'm a pastor, you know what I'm saying, I can jump out. Yeah, man, preacher, pray for me. But bro, I can pray for you, but this prayer not gonna be effective until you repent and turn.
That's right.
Don't nobody want to hear that part though.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Bro, I have no problem with praying with you. I would tarry with you. But after I get through tarrying with you, bro, you gonna have to turn that loose.
Yes.
And that's the thing. If we want to get to what God has designed for us, if we want to regain control over these streets, you have to put these generals and chiefs in order, bro.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's absurd to have an OG at the age of 17. I'm sorry, I just don't get that part. Help me if y'all can. You know what I'm saying? But bro, how do you expect to gather or go in that respect? It's not about how many bodies you kill.
Come on.
It's about, you know what I'm saying, are you even equipped to settle conflict in a different way?
Come
You know
on.
what I'm saying? See, one, man, it's just so much, bro. But you said Joe, man, to come back, man, off his trip, and everybody is city gas.
Wow.
Yeah, the kids' license, bills was paid, and I used to get a little frustrated because he wouldn't buy just me shoes. Everybody on my block got shoes.
Come on, man.
And so I'm looking like, here come my old man. He coming with me some gifts. You know, I'm young, don't know no better, but he had a whole different plan. And his plan was to make sure that everybody was eating that was around him.
Right.
And that's the thing. That's the thing, because what I saw so clearly, man, is that if we don't get to kingdom living and get to kingdom living soon,
Right.
if we don't get to that thing soon, man, money don't mean nothing, bro.
It don't.
I'm talking about the word of God says this. He says that there will be no good thing I will withhold from you if you just practice righteousness.
Right.
Come on.
Right.
The word of God says that, man, if you can even think that thing, it shall be manifested, because your thoughts are not your thoughts. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not trying to preach or, you know, because that's not what this is, but we trying to get down to the essence of it. You know what I'm saying? And everybody may not believe like talking about, but at the core essence of who you are, what is it that you do believe? I'm stuck right here because you said Pops come back through, man, and take care of the whole hood. You know what I'm saying? That's what kings do.
But see, you got to understand, my old man understood something. He told me a long time ago, hungry people move different.
Yeah, they do.
Right.
Hungry people do what they got to do to survive.
Yeah.
Wow.
And so because nobody was hungry, nobody could get to my dad because nobody was hungry.
Right.
Yeah.
You couldn't make them sell out because nobody was hungry.
Man, I was watching a show, man. I don't know if anybody ever saw this movie. It's called Megiddo or Armageddon, translated Armageddon. And the dude in the movie, he was the devil. You feel me?
Yeah.
But his wife was a missionary. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So whenever he would want to get her out the way or out the mix, he'd just send her on a mission trip with a bag. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Go feed these people over there in this country. And so she saw something one day, a transferring of a plague between him and his assistant. And she was like, well, if you are the devil, then why would you feed all these people? And dude he say the fastest way to a man's loyalty is through his belly.
Wow.
Come on. Come on.
It's through his belly. And you talking about appetite, you feel me? The streets are hungry for one thing, bro. And that's power. That's money, you know what I'm saying? That's respect. Right? That's respect. You know what I'm saying? My little nephew, the one on the camera now, man, when he was a little bitty kid, man, they had introduced him to this thing that they had formed. They had formed a little clique called MPR. Money, Power, Respect Clique. These boys were like 8, 9, 10, and he was the youngest one. And man, I'm talking about that seed was so embedded within him to where, man, if you said something bad about MPR, at 3 years old, he coming out the shirt, everything, he ready. But they got him young. Man, the streets, bro, the streets, Black Lives Matter, man. I read a meme and it said that the KKK believe that only white people are going to heaven. And the Hebrew Israelites believe only black people going to heaven. But the fact of the matter is only born again believers,
Come on.
going to heaven, man.
And he's not picking and
OG,
choosing.
talk to us a little bit, man. Talk to us a little bit, man.
Man, what do Black Lives Matter and how do the streets affect what's going on,
Yeah.
man? I believe that, again, us as OGs, when we explain to the younger folk, we got to, it got to be some kind of bridging of the gap to where it's respect.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So when you go to them, you got to go to them in a respectful manner.
Okay.
You know, you can't go to them like you
over them.
bullying them,
Yeah.
like you trying to force something on them. You got to go to them respectfully, and that way they can get it.
Yeah.
And another thing is, when you do catch their attention, once you get them, see, because the streets, we keep going to the streets. What role the streets play in it? Okay, I was in the streets. So how I go to the youngsters is I go to them to the streets. I tell them about the streets. Okay, you in the game, you hustling, you making some money, everything. You got a nice car, you got rent, all that's good, man. But let me tell you what's gonna happen if you don't get out the game. Like how much time.
The other part of the story. Come on, man.
You can always tell them about the jewelry, the cars, the money, the houses, and all that. But tell them about how much time they can do. Tell them about the death when it's all at the end, when somebody shoots you in your head and your family has to go bury you.
Yeah.
And you ain't got no 401k plan, because ain't no 401k plan in hustling.
Come on here, bro. Come on.
Tell them the real deal. Don't give it to them halfway.
Come on, man.
If you're gonna be real and be an OG, give it to them the real. Give them the whole 9.
Yeah.
See, I tell them how I was shot and laid in the streets and left for dead. I tell them how I went to prison.
Come on.
My ex-wife took everything from me.
Yeah.
I tell them the whole 9.
Yeah.
I don't sugarcoat nothing, because I'm trying to save lives. Our whole objective, man, is to save a life, man.
Come on.
And lead somebody to Christ.
Right.
So they won't have to go through what we went through, man.
Show them that they life matter.
That's right. All lives matter. Not just black
Come on,
lives.
man. Come on. Yo.
All lives matter. Because if you believe in God and you truly believe in God in your heart, you know that all lives matter, man.
But man, let me ask you this here, man, because it's like, how do you really just pull up on one of these youngsters, man? Because I'm going to be honest to you. I'm going to be honest with you. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to tell you the truth, man. It's hard to really reach one of these boys now, because, especially if you ain't got nothing. See, we to a point now to where we understand that, bro, it ain't a, look, bro, give me a motor and a transmission, you feel me? And I'm going to get to where I need to be, you feel me? But it's hard to talk to these boys, you know what I'm saying, when you ain't got a pot to pee in or a window to throw it out of, you know what I'm saying, to their standards, you know what I'm saying? So, another misconception is that everybody in Jesus is broken, ain't nobody got nothing. Why? And I can get it, because, man, bro, why would I want to serve that God that you serve, bro, and here you is, you know what I'm talking about? We understand that don't matter. But talking to somebody who that does matter, you know what I'm saying? So if I got to pull up on you on some foes, then them foes don't hold your attention. Let me tell you something, bro.
Come on, bro.
This is what I've learned. And then we're going to open it up for some questions from the audience, man. I've learned this here. You learn the most from a person that you have some type of attraction to.
Come on.
Come on.
You know what I'm saying?
Come on.
It don't have to be no lustful attraction. Man, bro, if I like your swag, you feel me?
Right.
I'm going to pull up and I'm going to listen to every word you have to say. Bro, if I respect you just off the strength of the work that you done put in, off the stripes you done earned, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, old things have passed away, but you know what I'm saying? You can go through third ward and your name still gonna ring bells.
Yes.
Amen.
And what that does is open up a door for you to witness for Jesus. And so what I'm saying is this here, man, how do you pull up on one of these youngsters that all they're consumed with is seeing something?
The same way you pull up on rims. You ain't got to pull up on rims. Man, when I pull up on a youngster, I pull up in anything. I pull up, you see what I just pulled up in. I pull up on them and jump out and give it to them real, just like if I was in the game. Because I look at them as I'm them. That you, me, when I was younger.
But I mean, that's a different story, because, man, the work that your track record, it pulls for respect itself.
But see, that's the thing. We speaking on what role do the streets play in it.
Right.
So if I've been in the streets and I lived the streets, I literally died in the streets and God brought me back to where I'm at now. I have a testimony, and I ain't gonna let the next man to me, because he's not feeling my testimony, stop me from getting my testimony to somebody that might can say they like.
So now it's shifted to the passion, the drive, the desire.
That's right.
Stacy, you had something?
Look, get this right. There has been a gap. He said we got to bridge the gap.
Yes.
And there has been a gap between the church and the street.
Yes.
Now let me help you. The church usually feed The street usually feed the church to keep the church going.
Yes.
Because we go fishing in the street and we pull the street cats and God clean them up, and then we go back to the streets like he done us. We go back to the streets, but the problem is the fishermen stop fishing.
Right.
Ooh.
Right.
The fishermen stop fishing.
Okay, let's go.
And because the fishermen stopped fishing, we didn't catch the fish that was able to still be bilingual. Remember, my wife was talking about being bilingual.
Yeah.
You just can't go to them with your church talk. You got to be able to talk their talk.
Yeah, you got to
be bilingual.
Thank you.
You understand me? You got to be able to give it to them like they understand it.
That's right.
Because the way the people inside the building understand it, they don't understand it.
Man, look, I'm gonna give you a testimony on that right quick, man. I remember, man, I had an apartment on Antoine and DeSoto, bro.
Uh-oh.
Man, off up in that hole for real, bro, and I was addicted to fry. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And one night, man, I had a King James Bible, bro. And it was just something that would pull me to that book, you know what I'm saying? Especially when I was fried out. When I was on that flight, it would call me. And so I pull up to the Bible, man. I would sit at the head of my dinner table by myself and open this book, bro. And it's going back to what you were saying about being bilingual, you feel me? And I would read that book. I would try to read that book, you feel me? But it's saying thee, thou, thy. And I say, Lord, I don't understand the these and the those, you feel me? And I close the book.
Come on.
And push it back. But night after night, bro. And I don't know where the other book, I don't even know where the other books came from, bro. For real. I pulled back up to the Bible, man, that King James book, man. And I already told him I don't understand the these, the thous, and the those. Then I told him, I say, Lord, this book just too big.
Here we go.
Night after night, I pull back up and
Come on.
close it again. And then I don't know where the other books came from because he gave me a Bible, bro. The Bible was about this big. The Lord allowed me to come. I don't know where this Bible came from, but the whole Old Testament was gone.
Wow.
It was a New Testament Bible. And then when I opened the book up, it read, you, me, and I. And the Spirit of the Lord say, I didn't know it was the Spirit of the Lord talking to me at that time. I thought it was God. You feel me? I know God ain't the same, but I thought everything was God. You feel me? He say, what's your excuse now? I said, I ain't got one. You know what I'm talking about? Anybody ever got mad at God and just rolled your whole head at him?
Yes.
I don't even have one. So, like you said, man, we have, and the streets know real from fake, period.
Yes.
You can recognize real, you know what I'm
Yes.
saying? And you can go to them, and it's like, man, you could speak Hebrew and Greek to people that's speaking Ebonics, and you're not helping.
You're not helping.
Go ahead, OG.
So you want to know what keep me going, what keep me fresh and keep me wanting to stay out here in the streets and to get people help in the streets. Because let me explain you something. You can say Black Lives Matter all you want, but if a black man starving, his life don't matter to somebody.
Wow.
Wow.
And that's the way they feel. If we matter so much, why come our plate different than yours?
Wow.
If we matter so much, why come we got to take the lower paying jobs? If we matter so much, why come our schools look like this? And they offer these programs and your school offer these programs. Some kind of way somebody lied to us about Black Lives Matter.
Yeah.
Because we getting the lower end of the stick. And so to try to even out that stick, I'm trying to do what I got to do, not wanting to hurt nobody, because when I was hustling, I really didn't want to hurt nobody, but I had mouths to feed.
Yeah.
I couldn't come home when my babies be hungry. Now they looking at me like, Dad, I'm hungry. Now I was gonna die out there trying to get something to eat. If I had to stay out there all night trying to get something sold, I was gonna stay however long it took, because I had mouths to feed. And it wasn't that I was a bad guy. When you got babies that you gotta feed, stuff's gonna take a shift for you.
My God.
I'm telling you, it take a real shift. You know what I mean? And then on top of that, they came up with the welfare system that kicked us out the home. So you had to lie to be in the home.
Your clothes weren't even supposed to be in there.
Straight up. And so you got to look at all this come into play. If Black Lives really, really matter, man. Why come the plate ain't balanced? Why come the plate ain't balanced? And then I understand, let me tell you this, one of the coldest verses I ever read in the Bible that shook me, I believe it was David say, God, don't make me too rich lest I forget about you.
Exactly.
He said, but don't make me too poor that I sin against you. I start stealing and sin against you.
Come on. Come on.
You know, and so we trying to just get stuff to come to a balance, man. For real, I guarantee you, if half them brothers out there had some paper in their pocket, they wouldn't be hustling and wouldn't be killing, wouldn't be jacking and robbing. So I guarantee you that.
Now, what can we do to fix that?
See the whole thing, man. I'm sitting up here and I'm feeding, I'm eating the whole time while everybody's sharing everything, and it keep coming back to me. What part do the streets play in this, man? You know, the streets have no love.
Right.
Black-hearted.
See, God is love. See, we got to put love back
In the streets.
in the streets, man.
Right.
That's the foundation. It go back to the foundation, like you said.
Yeah.
Man, we got to put love back in the streets, man. And when we go to these youngsters, we got to show them love.
Correct.
See, a lot of them don't have love in their heart.
Right.
So they ain't even trying to hear what you're saying.
Right.
When you come to them, they so caught up with the drugs, with the money, with the cars. See, they with the lust of
The
everything.
temporaries.
Come on.
They ain't got no love in their heart. But when you go to them and you show them some love, all of them ain't gonna get it.
The adjustment.
See, I had to learn that everybody can't go where I'm going anyway.
Right.
Man, come on here.
Know what I'm saying?
Come on,
I can't
that's
save
it.
it. Everybody, a lot of them ain't even trying to go.
Right.
But for the ones that's trying to go,
Let's go.
Let's go.
each one teach one. I'm gonna find that person and I'm gonna talk to him and I'm gonna pray that God say, out of all of my commands,
Love.
get love.
Get love.
If you miss that, you done missed the whole picture.
Come on here, man.
So we got to put love back in the streets, man. That's what part the streets is missing right now, man. It's so much chaos out on the streets everywhere, man. Cause ain't no love nowhere, man.
That's real.
It ain't even about Black Lives Matter, man. Cause like Stacy said, man, I done seen more black people kill black people than anything. I got a white homeboy I call almost every day that show me love, more love than some of these black people show
Come on
me.
here, preacher.
So I'm like, man, Lil Baby said, all black person ain't dumb and all white people ain't racist.
Right.
I be judging by their character. I'm not really into faces.
Come
You know what I'm
on.
saying? Hey man, I don't care what color you is. You can be black, purple, green, orange, red. I don't care. If you show me love,
Yeah. You gonna get love.
you're gonna get love back, man. And I feel like the mutual love is what everybody missing right now to basically, that's the foundation. If we don't get that, man, if we skip that part, we headed for self-destruction,
So
bro.
that's the whole mission then. That's the whole mission, to put love back into these
In the
streets.
streets, man. That's the foundation.
But the crazy thing about it is this here, man. Jesus is love.
Now you see what I'm saying? Now you're going back to what I'm saying.
Gotta put the
The
word back in the-
foundation.
You gotta put Jesus back in the street.
Hey man, it ain't even about none of this other stuff going on. It's
Facts.
about Jesus Christ.
Smoke screens.
It's about love. It's
on.
about
Word is the
Jesus
foundation.
Christ,
Come
the
on.
foundation, bro.
Come on. John, what you got, man?
Man, I'm taking in
Wow.
everything. I'm listening. You know what I'm saying? I'm listening, and it's deep, man. And what I'm getting from all of this, street-wise, first of all, the streets, you know, is very powerful. The streets are powerful. We need to let people know in the streets, hey, y'all are very powerful people. We got to come back to the streets as far as, like, you know what? Especially with the kids, the young guys, we got to let them know, like, okay, just like you sell this, you can sell this. You a hustler. So if you can sell that, then you can sell something else.
That's right.
So we got to get to the point where we got these black-owned businesses and stuff. This our block. Let it be our block. If this is your block, this is your hood, put your store up. Sell you something out that store. It's people selling out of these hookah stores and all that type of stuff. Put you up some hookah. You can the same way hookah sell, weed sell. So you just, I mean, honestly, if you gonna do it, then do it. You know what I'm saying? If you will sell, then go ahead and sell. But you gotta do stuff the right way, and you gotta do it with your people and let them know, like, hey, we don't necessarily have to go to your
level.
to your level and do what you got to do or what you want us to do. I think a lot of people scared, like even with the Black Lives Matter, with the movement period, when something happens, they go, okay, give them a little bit.
Yeah.
Just we gonna give them Juneteenth back.
Yeah.
They gave us something back that was already ours, and they was like, okay, we good, we done marching now. And that's it. Every time we do something, and they see how powerful we are, they be like, just give them something, just to shut them up.
Yeah.
And it happens, and then you don't hear nothing else.
That's just like, man, baby go and cry. Get that baby a bottle.
Yeah.
Let me ask y'all, anybody got any input, any questions? Yes, ma'am.
My question is, I know that we have the systemic oppression.
Right.
You're saying putting love back in the street, you're saying doing all of that. My arching question is, how are we going to do that? What are the actions? Because they're not coming in here. Organized church, organized religion is good. It serves a purpose for the church.
Right.
But how and what do we offer to the unchurched? How do we reach them? What are we doing to offer them? Because when you look at the divine structure from home, that's missing. There's not the two-parent house. There's not the two-parent income, and so that's what leads to, like Prophet Stacy said, that's what puts them in the street. That's why they go to the hustle, because those things are missing. So from where you guys sit, from the streets, now, you know, walking this kingdom life, how do we get to the streets? How do we reach those people? You say you roll up on them, but what does that really look like?
Come on. You want to jump on that?
What it really look like, I mean, my thing is the same way you get up and go to the corner and hustle every day, man, you pull up on them much as you can. I mean, it got to start somewhere. You know what I'm saying? You pull up on them, you know, they gonna get up and go to the corner every day and hustle. So I feel like, man, you go to them. Yeah, some of them gonna be like, here he come. You know what I'm saying? Here he come with this church stuff. Yeah, but then it's gonna be something that you say that's gonna spark the mind of somebody that's gonna help change somebody. So I feel like if you just go to them, I mean, it's gonna feel like you bugging them or whatever, it don't matter. Like my son, I drill him much as I can, every chance I get. And tell them everything. I try not to sugarcoat them. I tell them everything I went through, and I say, man, if you don't want to go through what daddy go through, this is what you need to do.
Yeah.
And when I catch his little homeboys or whatever, I tell them the same thing. And I know behind my back, they be, this old dude always come to me with this stuff. You know what I'm saying? But I really don't care. Because I done walked that walk. And he can't possibly understand what I went through. Right. He's still growing. So he couldn't possibly understand all the things that I went through, but I know that if I keep drilling them, and I keep drilling them, he might not get it, but he might get it. You know what I'm saying? And if he see that he got it, and his life going in a different way, he might wake up one day and say, man, you know what, I ain't going to the corner, I'm going to Stacy's house today.
Right.
I'm going to see what Stacy doing, because Stacy doing something like Stacy driving a good car and he working.
Come on here, man.
And I'm taking these. I just got out of jail, and I get out of jail and see Stacy got a big house and a car, and he working.
He got a job.
He ain't even hustling. So, man, we got to embed it in them. You know what I'm saying? But homes are broken. Homes are broken, and since the homes are broken, man, and you can't get it in the home, you got to go where is it? We got to go in the belly of the beast, man. We got to go out there. We got to put on the full armor and go out there. And that's the only way we got to go take our streets back, y'all. We got to take our kids back. We got to take our streets back. And we got to start the foundation. We got to put Christ in them. And it ain't going to be easy. We going to get dirty. We going to get scarred. But we got to do what we got to do.
Come on.
So I want to do it because at the end of my journey, I want God to say, well done. I know you was raggedy, you know what I'm saying? Boy, you did a lot of stuff, boy. You was all in people's houses, you was selling dope, you was digging in your mama purse, you was doing all kind of stuff. But you passed it up. You did what you had to do, and you tried to save somebody else like, well done. Come on in. That's what I want to hear at the end of my journey. So I really don't care if my cousin, my sister, my brother, nobody else is on that mission with me. I love them, and I pray that they on that mission with me. But it's no time to waste on worried about if he gonna do that. I got to do what I need to do to make sure. And I love my brother. I'm gonna continue to talk to him and, hey man, you know you tripping, you messing up. We going this way. We ain't going this way. You know what I'm saying? But I can't keep on, because negative energy it'll drag you with them. Right. So I can, hey man, we going this way. Come on, let's go this way. If he keep turning around going that way, then I'm like, hey, brother, we going this way. You know what I'm saying? I'm not turning my back on him, but I'm just saying I'm gonna pray for him. I'm going to pray for them, because I know somebody else who can reach them better than me, and that's the good Lord. So I'm going to pray for them. I keep on saying that at the end of everything is Christ, man. We got to put Christ back out in the streets. It's hard. I know it is. And it's hard, man. It's super hard. I battle every day. I battle this flesh every day, man.
Right.
Every day. Every day I feel like the devil sending something my way. Every day, man. Every day, man. My wife can cook some eggs if it ain't the right way. I be like, then I had to get off and think. You tripping. You just tripping. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. The devil, he gonna send it your way, man.
Oh, yeah,
but
come
you
on.
got to stay prayed up, man. You got to stay faithful, and you got to keep going, man. We got to lift each other up and keep going and keep pulling and keep going to these streets and keep talking to them. We can't give up. It's not, man. This a battle. It's a run. It's a race we running, and it's gonna be a long life race we running, man.
Yeah, it is. Come on, Stacy, what you got?
Listen, number one, I want to say this, is that we have become so ostracized from other people's children. Me and my wife's house stays open to other people's children.
Yes.
And it takes a nation to raise a child.
Yes.
And so if this child is lacking something over here, we try to offer it over here. We can adopt the child without adopting the child. Black people have been doing it for centuries.
Yeah.
We've been doing it, but for some reason we lost that. We lost that. I remember when mama didn't have it, big mama say, come on, or my neighbor and them say, come on. Somebody that had it was gonna say, come on. You know what I mean? And so that helped keep the family structure in order. Even when the men wasn't around, there was some man around. You hear what I'm saying? And so when I was talking about how my daddy used to do what he do when he come back and he get to these families, a lot of these families didn't have men around. But one thing about my dad was this: if you was gonna get out there in them streets, what he was bringing, you got cut off. He encouraged you to not be in these streets. And they had a thing on Lowndes Avenue called the Black Arts Center, where you was able to go and practice, and they taught you how to do things. They say, if you give a man some bread, he'll eat bread that day, but if you teach him how to bake that bread, he'll eat for a lifetime. So they built places to teach people how to become entrepreneurs. That was their thing. And if somebody, and back then they was killing black people, so if somebody got arrested, the whole community followed the laws to the jail. And they weren't leaving until he got out. I'm telling you. That's how it was when I grew up. They was gonna drop my brother in the Buffalo Bayou.
Wow.
My daddy done rolled up and they told him, they said, if he died, we all die today. They're going out with a blazing glory. Everybody die today. Until we learn how to look after each other like we used to look after each other. I told some people, and they get mad at me, I say, listen, the more money we got, seemed like the more love we lost.
We did.
When black people, we was really, really poor, we looked after everybody. It wasn't nothing to knock on your neighbor's door and say, give me 5 of them eggs.
You can leave your door unlocked.
Straight up.
You can leave your door unlocked and walk right in your people's house. If they knew you.
Straight up.
Soon as you open up, hey y'all, you can go right in. Not no more. Better not open nobody's door now.
You're gonna get hit. Man, my pops just shared this with me literally last week. He say, man, my pops from Louisiana, man, and he say, man, whenever anybody would butcher a hog or a cow, and he say, the whole community.
What's that?
Come on, got some of that meat.
Come on.
He say, man, my daddy used to tell me, here, boy, go take this what down
are we
there to
going
so-and-so.
to do?
How do we do it? You know what I'm saying? And one, exactly what you said. He said, we got to keep pulling up on them.
And that's just one. That's just one. And it's going to take a whole lot.
A whole lot,
it's
man.
Take a lot.
And then too, the next thing is we gotta begin to embrace some of those older principles. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
See, this new generation, man, we fought so hard to get away from tradition.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? We fighting right now still to get away from religion. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, some of the traditions were beneficial and are beneficial. You know what I'm saying? What I found out is that the tradition helped lay the foundation.
Come on.
You know what I'm saying? But now with the age and the world in which we're living in now, we've been gifted and we've been blessed to bring more revelation to the tradition. You see what I'm saying? So you had another question.
I just was saying, you know, based on us saying we're gonna do this or we do this, we keep pulling up on them, this, that, and the other. We have organized religion for churchgoers.
Right.
or
Right,
believers.
right.
Yes,
Do
ma'am.
we have, or are we looking to
Yes, ma'am.
implement any organized structure, pull up on them?
Yes,
Thi-
You know, some
ma'am.
continuous, some schedule, some.
Yes, ma'am.
Exactly. And that, I'm glad you went there because I was gonna go there tonight. Because this is the thing. Because it's just like the last episode. What's after the protest? You know what I'm saying? So we know what's up. We know what's going on in the street. Love is missing from the street. These boys black-hearted. They have no regard for life. For less than $1,000, you can get dead.
Yes.
So at the end of the day, man, so this is the thing. And this is what I propose, man. Okay, if we can see this, and like you said, bro, every youngster not gonna get it because every youngster don't want it. But it's our responsibility to identify him who want it.
Off it too.
Okay, bro. Okay, man. Okay, I can really see, bro, that this hustling thing ain't really for you. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? You know what, bro? And you saying it too, John, about entrepreneurship. Okay, I own some companies. You feel me? I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. It may not be paying what you wanted to pay,
But it's gonna pay.
but it's gonna pay. Amen. It's gonna pay. It's gonna pay, man. And so this is what I propose. Man. Is that, man, we do have to schedule something that we can jump up and that we can get out, man. That we can get out, man. We just had our other guest to hit, man. So we most definitely want to call him up. You know what I'm saying? We want to get him in here, man, because, man, dude is very insightful, man. Okay, I was gonna give up mine.
No, man. I'm listening now.
Come on up, man. We got on Stacy from Hercshellwood Hardheadz in the building, man. Come on up here, man. And, man, let us pull on this old insight that you got, man. Come on up here, man. Trying to dip off on me. You ain't going nowhere. Come on in here, man. Come on in here, man. Let him get situated, man.
What's going on?
And, man, we about to pull you right on into this thing, man. We were talking about look, man, this is where we at right now. We've been talking about what part does the streets play in all this thing. So we've covered a lot of ground, and where we are now is what do we propose to implement that we can become a difference in these streets. You know what I'm saying? But I want to pull on you because, man, on the last conversation you and I had, man, you was just talking about the systematic design period as to why these boys are pulling to the streets like talking about, man. You know what I'm saying? So a lot, and Slaughter hit it too, man. Slaughter was saying that a lot of times we don't give boys the other side of that coin. You know what I'm saying? We give them the shine, you know what I'm saying, but we don't really let them know about the grind, you know what I'm saying? And we want you to hit on that for a little bit, man, about, you know what I'm saying? You was talking about the system and how things, you know what I'm saying? Cause like, going to jail ain't no cakewalk, you know what I'm saying? And how they snatching stuff away from you in jail and how they don't want you to better yourself in jail. And so really they putting you in the same position, you know what I'm saying? So when you come home, you back on that same old mission. Talk on that a little bit for us, man. There go a mic right there too.
Alright. Well, yeah, first of all, man, a lot of people know me as the streets is not my government. Name given to me is Luke. And I'm gonna tell you from like my point of view, like, you know, like some of us grew up in the days where our mothers grew up in they was depressed, they was on heroin and they was on crack cocaine, and you know, we wasn't given the opportunity to go to school and be like the others, like with the Jordans and stuff like that. So we looked up to the guys that was in the neighborhood that was driving the fancy cars and, you know, wearing the jewelry and coming around giving us the money, and no fathers in the home, so we was looking up to them as our fathers and our big brothers. And you know, and as a youngster, like, you know, 10, 11 years old, that's what I seen. That's what I wanted to be like, because the mother wasn't there and the father wasn't there, you know. And you know, the uncles was on crack, and the only person that was there was the grandmothers and grandfathers. Yeah. But mine's raised 6 and tried to raise 6 more grandkids, you know. And like I say, man, I looked up to them, and once you get into the system, you know, the system don't give us, they don't recycle us, I would say. You know what I'm saying? They don't give us an opportunity to better ourselves in that because they treat us as animals, as they put us in this cage. You know, and when they lock us up in these cages and they put us back in the same situation, y'all putting us back in the same situation without giving us the opportunity or the knowledge to survive in these streets when we get back out there, you know? It's like y'all can take us and y'all can snatch us away from society and away from the families and the schoolhouses, and which the schoolhouses is not teaching us what we need, because like right now, I even asked my daughter, I'm like, why y'all have social studies on y'all report card? They don't teach that no more because they're trying to wipe away our history. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, like they'll put us in jail. They have us in jail. They don't teach. They don't send us to school in jail. They lock us down in jail. You can go to jail to get locked down, and then can get locked down inside the jail. They call it solitary.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? So you not only are you away from knowledge from the older cats, now you're in the solitary in the cell by yourself, where you can't get no knowledge, period. You know, and you get in there, man, and they sit you in there for a year or two, and then what they do, they put you in something called a halfway house. You know, like you halfway home and you halfway in jail. You know what I'm saying? But what I'm supposed to do when you had me gone a year and a half and jail is all I know, and then you put me back in the same society, the same streets, the same corners where you just took me from with no knowledge, and the only thing that I know is to go back to what I done. So now I'm in a worse situation because I was just home with no mother, no father, no learning, no way of getting up out of here. Y'all done put me in a situation to where I'm locked down. You know, I have no books, nobody's guidance. You know, y'all treating us like animals, y'all feeding us slop, and then you put me back out there, and now I have a felony on my back. So now we already don't have no education. We already to the point to where we only can get certain jobs, you know, and now I got a felony on my back, now I can't get no jobs. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm in a situation to where I only can get a certification, not for a better job, but just for the job you're gonna allow me to have. So all that's gonna do is put me back in the streets. You know, and do the same thing. And this is as a child. I done this at 11, 12 years old. You know, and I say to one of the fellas, like, not to jump forward, but I say this to one of the fellas, like, recently. And I'm just being honest, like, you know, I was in a situation recently. And I told this to the little fella, I'm like, man, it was an older guy when I was in here that told me, don't be him telling me this 20 years from now.
Wow.
And I end up being that older cat telling another young dude that, you know, 20 years from now.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like the system got it set up, man, to where, you know, it's just a spinning door, man. And if we don't start at home, we gotta start at home. You know, whether it's the mother, the father, what, if you're a family member and you got the ability to talk to your nephew or your cousin, or you got to do it, not just your child, you know, with our race, period. You know what I'm saying? Because we losing out here, man.
Yes.
Like especially us as black men.
Yes.
We losing out here. So if it's the neighbor's son, man, we gotta start, you know, in our households, man, and start from there, and not just sit down and just, you know, scold them, but teach them and show them and live by what we say. You know what I'm saying? It's been a long run for me, like about 20, 25 years, man, of the same thing. And I just happened to go get caught up and wrapped up in the system, you know what I'm saying? But we got to change the system. The system's not gonna change. You know what I'm saying? We ain't got enough power to change these policies that they got out there in front of us. You know, so if we can change what we do in the neighborhoods,
Come on, man.
if we can change what we do in the households, then we can change what we do in the world, man.
That's it,
You know,
right there.
it's really upon us. We can't expect nobody to do nothing for us. You know, we've been doing it for years. They had us over here 400 years. You know, we expected them to change slavery. We had to get out there and change slavery ourselves. You know, we had to get out there and change the hatred ourselves until we put ourselves in a position to where we can make things happen. And we're in position to where we can make things happen, where we can make things different. And I know because I'm doing it with my kids.
Come on.
You know, and it's a lot of, like even my nephew, he's graduated. It's no one in my era from my family graduated from high school. Our nephews and our nieces, this generation is graduating. because we starting from the house. We can't change the world, but we can change our house.
Hey, man.
You know, and that's what we doing. So with my kids and with my girls, I'm starting from the house, man. You know, and we can change the world like that. If you start in your house, and you start in your house, and you start in your house, eventually there's gonna be enough of us, and we'll end up with a change. But you know, as far as like I said, man, the system, man, is designed, you know, to keep us down, and it's designed to keep us in a cycle. I mean, just like right now with the corona, like they know that most black people, we working from check to check. So if we can't get out, if y'all got us locked in our houses and we can't get out, and we can't do this and we can't do that to feed our family, what we gonna do? We gonna catch corona. We gonna pass it to each other because we got to get out and feed our family. You know, but we got to help each other that's next door. Look, Miss such and such can't get out. Well, if you go and get this for her, go get that for her. You know, we got to help each other. We can't. If we can help each other, man, we can, you know, try to change part of the system. Cause we ain't gonna change all of it, but we can change the part that we got a hold of. You know.
It sounds like, man, the system that really needs to be changed, because we get caught up with the bigger picture. But the system that needs to be changed is the system within your home, which will ultimately be the system within your community. And so if we can start, it's something simple like, okay, if we start a community garden, you know what I'm saying? Exactly. And anybody, if you need some tomatoes or some okra or something, you know what I'm saying? Go in the garden and get you some. But look here, we have to come out of the mindset of you getting all the okra, you know what I'm saying, but not bringing no okra seeds to plant back, you know what I'm talking about?
You know, I just had a situation like that well, I talked to my family, well, we'll get my grandmother house remodeled right now. And you know, like it was tore up real bad. Like the ceiling was falling in, like it was just mold everywhere, like the wood, termites in it. And you know, I took it upon myself to like start rebuilding the house. Cause I'm like, my grandfather came from Mississippi with $80 in his pocket.
Come on.
And came here to Houston, the 4th largest city. When I was born, it was still, you know, Caucasian people living in the neighborhood. He come from Mississippi with $80 in his pocket, 6 kids, and bought a home.
Come on, man.
He didn't have money to go to the grocery store. They took what they learned in Mississippi,
Brought it to the city.
built a garden in the backyard where they had tomatoes, where they had okra, where they was hunting pigs and bringing them and gutting them in. Yeah, and made a way to he passed before my grandmother, and he made a way to where my grandma didn't have no house note when she left here, when he left here.
Man.
She stayed alive 20-some years after him, and they have no house note. He left something here for us, so it's up to us to keep building from what our ancestors done. You know what I'm saying? They lost their lives and they built to something for us, so it's up to us to keep going. You know what I'm saying? They changed a lot of things from us, for us, so it's up for us to keep changing. You know, they went from shacks and living on a plantation to owning a house in a white person neighborhood before I was born with $80 from Mississippi. So that was a change from there to here. So it's up to us to keep changing. You know what I'm saying? It don't stop.
Yeah.
It don't stop with the Martin Luther Kings and Malcolm X's and all those. It keep going. We got to be the next ones. And I just say it because, like I say, I see my nephew, man, and from the way we grew up to the way they grown up now, he's a young man, it's totally different. And we wouldn't have it no other way. Don't follow in my footsteps, be better than me. You know, and that's what they've done, man. And,
Come on, man.
you know, I really.
Man. You know, the craziest thing about it, bro, is this here, man. You have not missed a beat.
Come on.
As to what preceded and what has already taken place at this table tonight.
It's real life, man. It's real life.
And man, it has to start. It has to start. We got time for one more question, man. You had a question?
No, I was just gonna say we have to, with what she was saying, you have to make yourself available.
Yes.
So when you continue to pull up on them, eat with them.
That's right.
Yeah.
Don't just try to give them a word.
That's right. That's
Eat
right.
with them.
That's right.
That way, Jesus always gave a doorway to their stomach.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Because I can't give you the word when your stomach growling.
Yeah, I can't.
That's our logo, and I can't
bro.
just pray for you
Amen.
because you can't bite down on a prayer.
I agree, brother.
Like,
Come on.
if I say God will provide food for you, I need to provide you some food and eat with you. Guess what?
You need to provide.
I need to provide.
Come on.
I agree,
And
brother.
guess what's gonna happen?
Exactly.
God gonna entertain through that thing. He gonna come in, and then now the person gonna be receptive. I mean, though, dude, you gotta listen to what he gotta say or whatever. Why? Because you already won their stomach.
See, I
and
can
you already-
understand that, and I can understand that by saying in a different way.
Yeah.
Is that you can't tell me to not get out here
Correct.
and sell this crack cocaine,
Correct.
and you driving the Benz.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? Because I still got to go home to an empty house and an empty refrigerator.
Yes.
Plain
You
as
know,
day.
and you can't just give me no money and then steal it all. You going and drive off in the Benz because I'm gonna take that money and try to go and drive off in the Benz too.
Correct.
You know, so you got to not only when I give you this or I feed you, I got to let you know what this nourishing is for.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? So I got to nourish your mind and your heart and body at the same time. You know.
Come on.
And this right here, if I give you some money, that's one thing. But if I give you some money and say, hey man, you know, this is how I did it right here.
Yeah.
I showed you a picture.
Yeah.
And now you're gonna say, man, you know, I don't just want the money on the cut. Man, I got a picture right here on how to do it the right way.
Exactly.
And you know, the crazy part about that, man, we have a mentoring program called I Am Available.
I'm available.
And that was birthed between myself and O'Quinn Nichols, you know what I'm saying? The crazy thing about it is this, I am available. That came from being in the hood, how the dope man would always make himself available.
Yeah.
There you go.
You know what I'm saying? Always make himself available. You feel me? To show me how to get some money and to do this stuff when the average cat didn't have time for me. Sometimes the preacher wouldn't even have time.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying?
My mom at home don't have time.
But he was
you ain't seen her in
Come
3
on.
days. Yeah.
That's right.
Right.
Can I say something?
That's a
Now,
word.
So we talking about this love thing, right? So let me tell you what love equates to me.
Let's go.
You want to show me you love me, help me.
There you
Right.
go.
Don't tell me you love me, help me.
There you go.
No
The
lip
mouth
service.
can say anything.
That's right.
Love is an action
That's right.
word.
That's right.
So if you want to show me you love me, help me.
That's right.
So that's what we do. We reach out to people, and if you hungry, we gonna feed you.
There you
And
go.
if we got some money, we sometimes we go without because we gonna help you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Love equals
That
help.
was a great question she asked. That's what led to all of this.
Yeah.
And let me say something else that Knock hit on. Knock said he took upon himself, watch this, to start rebuilding his grandfather's house. In other words, he's saying, I'm going to add to the legacy. I'm not going to take away from the legacy. I'm going to add to the legacy.
Let's go.
So many times we selling the legacy. And we get mad at Esau. Let me break it down to your Bible. Esau sold his birthright. Jacob didn't sell his birthright, but Esau sold his birthright. So many of us is operating with that Esau spirit. Grandma and them left it to us. What we done, we sold it.
Yeah. Exactly.
We sold it. When we had all this land we could have built on, we sold it for pennies. We let them yank our chain and move us from the 3rd wards and from the 5th wards. We had the prime property.
Yeah.
We had the whole downtown surrounded. So what they said, if we move out here,
They come.
because they chasing us, we gonna move them out here, and we gonna take over what we really want. 3rd Ward, 5th Ward, 4th Ward,
South Park.
Sunnyside, South Park, all of the neighborhoods that surround downtown.
That really ran me hot because my grandfather, like I said, came from Mississippi with $80 and built a home and left it here with no mortgage for my grandmother. And you can put a sign next door there and say, we buy ugly houses. What is an ugly house? This is something my grandfather built.
Come on, it's beautiful.
This is not an ugly house. So don't come put them signs in my yard saying we buy ugly houses. But you don't got them out there in Sugar Land.
Yeah.
You don't got them in River Oaks, them ugly signs. This is not an ugly house to me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? This is a house that my grandfather built. You know, blood, sweat, and tears.
Come on.
So let me cultivate that thing.
Come
Yeah.
on, man.
This is not an ugly house. This is a mansion to me.
So get this right.
That's awesome.
Get this right. So They moved us off of prime property and moved us out on cheap property and sold it to us at a high price.
Hey.
Then they moved back to the hood to keep you out the hood. They skyrocketed the price.
Hey.
Right.
Man, I saw a $200,000+ house in Sunnyside.
Man, what you mean?
What you talking about? That it's gonna be higher than that in a minute.
And the crazy thing about it, South Park, Sunnyside is prime real estate.
Wow.
Man, because those elders that was there, those elders that I'm talking about, like my grandfather that had left these houses to the ones behind us, behind them, and let the house go.
Right.
But see, then you got to understand this too, right? Because when black people came here, we settled in certain
Here
areas.
it come, here it come.
Let me help you. If they get these areas, they take your history.
Correct.
In Fourth Ward, they took over Fourth Ward, but it was mandatory that they leave a little space called Freedom Town. They took everything else around Freedom Town and got Freedom Town looking like it ain't freedom.
Wow.
You hear what I'm trying to tell you?
Hello.
So if they can take where you from, they uproot you and displace you, then you really can't have your history.
Wow.
And if they can take your history, you ain't got nothing to stand on.
Come on, man.
But also so you know, Acres Home, Sunnyside, South Park, all of these were pillars
Come on.
for black people.
Come on.
Look it up.
Yes, sir.
Nobody could come to City Gas
Come on.
automatically, or South Park, or Sunnyside, or Acres Home talking about taking over. They always had businesses that was black owned. Look it up.
Yeah, black owned.
You didn't just have the Shrine of the Black Madonna down MLK or whatever. That was on purpose. These were pillar marks. But
Yeah.
we forgot that. Why? Because we want the suburban life.
Exactly.
And look,
Back to scripture where it says
Yeah.
transformed by the renewing of our mind.
Correct.
Hey,
That's
man.
a perpetual
Correct.
state of
Correct.
growth.
Yeah.
A
Come
perpetual
on.
state of being in a mindset because we so dead set on being oppressed. We so
Yes.
dead set on
Yeah.
the
Yes.
white man. We
Yeah.
so dead set on
Yes.
that. We're looking at the empty
Come
bucket,
on.
but we forgetting about the man that's pouring into
Yeah.
the
Correct. Correct.
Are we focusing on the empty pail or are we focusing on the poor? So as long as we continue to focus on, they're doing this, they're doing that, we're wasting our time. We need to be building and accomplishing and renewing our own households, renewing our own generational wealth.
Correct.
Come
You're
on.
talking about you want to, build your family, you want to do this. We so poverty stricken in our minds.
Correct.
We don't even have life insurance.
That's right.
My
Come
mom
on.
gonna die,
That's
ain't
right.
need nothing, and
That's
I
right.
gotta sell fish plates to bury her. These other people have the mindset, they got $500,000-$600,000 policies. They die, their bills paid off $100,000. The kids have $300,000-$400,000, but we so dead set, I don't want to leave nobody down.
No.
I'm taking it for what?
Wow.
Right.
Because our minds have not been renewed
We
to
got
go
to change
where we're
that
supposed to be.
mindset.
We're living beneath the privilege
That's
because we
right.
suppress ourselves.
Let me watch this. Let me show you. Let's watch this. It's gonna throw a little spin on everything, right?
Preach.
I heard a black woman say, "Oh, my man's sorry," and I said, "You don't know what it is to be a black man." Because number one, back in the days when we were stand-up men, our women could stay at home because we gotta compete against ourselves. The age and the coldest one of them all is when they pick sisters over us on jobs, and they'll give a sister a construction job before they give a man. They'll make you break your back before they give it to us. Do you hear what I'm saying? The whole system is designed, I'm telling you, until we rebuild us, we can't expect nothing else. We gotta rebuild us. And how you rebuild us? We got to grab these young men and we got to cultivate them.
man.
We got to cultivate them.
I just want to say this real quick. I remember when I was like 3 or 4, my daddy started teaching me how to play chess, right? And my first lesson in learning how to play chess, he knocked the king down.
Wow.
And he told me game was over. So my point is that this whole systematic thing was designed to get the king off the board.
Wow.
See, when the king is off the board,
Wow.
wait a minute. When the king is off the board, the queen is not going to operate like she was born to operate.
That's it.
Come on.
She begins to be too out of place.
Wow. My God.
Because that's not her ordained position.
Wow.
See, when the king is available, she can move any kind of way, but these kings have been mind washed, as she was saying, to be pawns. They think they can disposable, but they're not.
Right.
And that's what we've been taught. We've been taught. Seriously, we've been taught that these kings are disposable. So I call myself blessed today just to even be in y'all presence.
Thank you.
Because
Amen.
this is where it started. Like for real, yeah, I get God. I know it. I know God is the repairer of the breach. I for sure know that it's in my soul, and it starts right here.
Yes.
It definitely starts right here because if we all this knowledge and all this power we got, this is what we missing. I cannot have a baby without the seed you give me.
Yeah, exactly.
So if the seed never show up, we never can show up. And that's the same thing what's going on with these kids.
Yeah.
It's the father, y'all. These kids have been, it's the disposition. The disposition happened way back then, and what we do is we do. I was that woman, I had that mindset. Until 4 years ago, I don't need no man who, me? What? Everything. I did that, done it. Nice car, knocked it off. She don't need nothing. But at the end of the day, it was nothing like having God's ordained umbrella for my life. It was nothing like having that.
Wow.
You know, and that's what we thirsty for. We so thirsty for, we don't even know. And that's why these boys so angry in the streets.
Come on, man.
Because it go back to and honestly, I don't know how to be a man. I can't be her daddy. Like, you know, because women, we're gonna do whatever we gotta do to take care of our babies. But at the end of the day, when Lil John get 15 and he out of control, I can't do nothing with Lil John. Real talk, so Lil John gonna run the peanut them up the street, get a pack, and it's going down. So what this man was saying about being persistent, that's what it's about. And I'm not gonna make this about white and black, cause it's the principalities of darkness. This ain't got nothing to do with color. Please don't get it twisted. Black lives matters because we're the only ones being targeted. Why?
Man, we
The
built
Lord
this.
knows why.
We built it.
But I'm saying it's not so much about just my black life. It's just because the black man's system, his foundation, there we go again, has been tainted. He don't even know how he's supposed to operate.
Right.
The house bands, the husbands missing out the house. So the house is out of order, it's chaotic because the husband is missing. There's no way to keep structure in the house if the man is not in place. That is God's divine structure, God's divine order. And if anything is wrong in the house, it's the man's fault. Why? Because he the head.
Right.
So if it's right,
It's like that right now, but it's also like others. Like I got sisters that don't have men in their house. But me as an uncle, I gotta step up as that man. So, you know, you got to step up. You gotta play like that. You know, that's why I say it starts in the house. Like, regardless whether your father there or not. If you're an uncle and you got a nephew over there that don't have a father there, you step up. You know, and that's all I'm saying. Like, we can still start in that household. Us as men, us, our women, us, them as women, we gotta step up. We gotta stay together. I remember back in the days when my uncle and my auntie used to get into it, the family used to try to keep them together. Not try to, girl, you don't need him. I know you don't need him. You know, that we missing a lot of that also. You know what I'm saying? So it's like we gotta stick together as a race. That's what it started. You know what I'm saying? We gotta stop being apart as a race or letting this TV or internet, all that break us up as a race. You know what I'm saying? That's where we got to start. You know, and if we start there, if we start at a small level, because we can't change the world overnight. So if we start at a small level just in our house, like I said, with your nephews, nieces, we're going to start somewhere, and from there, we can build from there. Because we had it before. Even though we was in slavery, we were strong, you know. But if we start from there, I believe we can do something, man.
Let me drop this on you. We're talking about the household. The Bible says it this way. How can you enter a strong man's house and take in a man's house and take his goods? You must first bind the strong man. Wow. If you can take the man that's controlling the house out the picture, the house don't stand a chance. Because the governing authority in the house has been bound up. And how did they do it? Drugs, alcohol, all kinds of things they hit us with.
Man,
I watched a thing called buck breaking. They made us look bad in front of our women. Raped our women in front of us, made the women think they can't trust us.
Raped you in front of them.
That's buck breaking.
Come on.
Buck breaking. And so now we got to fight through all this, and then we got to fight through this Jim Crow law.
Yeah.
They set a system in place where they set the system and worked the system so long, then they made us fight against each other for so long. Now they can step back and their system is running.
Yeah, man, it runs so deep, man. Y'all, we gonna have to cut this off, man. I promise I don't want to, man. I promise I don't want to, man. Because we understand, we covered what we were supposed to cover for real, man. What part does the streets play in itself, man? We got more because we understand now that, okay, this is why the streets are the way, because man, we came from nothing, but yet we came from so much.
Right.
And we've lost our everlasting minds out here trying to obtain some stuff that don't matter about nothing.
Yes.
Period. You know what I'm saying? We've lost morals, values, humility, integrity. We've lost character. We've lost love.
Advertisement.
Advertisement.
That advertisement out there for us.
Come on, man.
That's what it
You
is.
said a
You
lot
supposed to
right there.
have this.
Advertisement.
You said a lot right there.
Come on,
That's what it
man.
is.
Yeah.
The marketing and advertising.
Nah,
Man.
nah,
We
you
supposed to live
said
a
something.
certain way, you know. Yeah.
Facts, man. And so at the end of it all, y'all, as we come to a close, man, this is the conclusion of it all, man. One, we have to be consistent.
Thank you.
We have to be consistent. Two, you tapped all on it, man. Your whole message was really foundation. You know what I'm saying? You have to start with the foundation. You have to begin to repair what's tore up in the home. You know what I'm saying? The Word of God tells us, the Bible tells us, He says that charity starts at home. You know what I'm saying? Once I make sure these and his fed and everything else, man, I'm going to make sure everybody, you said it, man, you say your pops will come back from them California trips, man, and take care of all the city gas. You know what I'm saying? We have to, and this is the thing, we know what's going on in the streets. Sister KJ, Lady KJ said it too, man. These boys missing love in the streets. These boys are hurt in the streets. It's a lot of little boys
In the
in the streets because you don't know what a man look like. So if we are in a position, and this for anybody that's watching, anybody that's listening, if you are in a position to open up a door, open that door. Give somebody an opportunity. Give these youngsters an opportunity, man. The things that you went through in life, you didn't just go through these things by happen chance. You know what I'm saying? This is all a part, this is all a part of your testimony. And we overcome by the blood of the Lamb and the word of our testimony. What you've been through, you can't hold that back from your children. You can't hold that back from them. You gotta tell them boys the whole side of the story. Yeah, bro, you can get money like the silver, but if them boys catch you,
Yes.
Yeah.
this is what you got to look for. If you ain't built like this, I suggest you leave that alone.
Thank you.
I done it so you ain't gotta go through.
There it is, man. Man, I want to, man, just thank everybody for coming out and being a part, man. My brother Darren, man, appreciate you, bro, for real. Luke, man, I thank you for pulling up, man. And like I said, bro, it's like you've been here the whole time. You hit everything, man. Stacy, man, appreciate you, man. And the crazy thing about it is, the panel, it ain't no sugarcoated. You know what I'm saying? Y'all testimonies attest to everything. You know what I'm saying? Johnny, man, appreciate you, man, for real, man. Everybody, man, thank y'all so much for coming out, man. I sure hope y'all come back again, man. I'm not gonna take up no more of y'all time, man. I wish we could have got to some of the questions that was on the live feed, but man, that's it, man. Y'all have anything before we go?
One thing. Remember, love equals help. Thank you.
That's it, man. Luke, you got something?
Man, let's keep it together, man. Keep it together as one.
Come on,
We the
man.
strongest, believe me.
Come on.
God is good. That's all I can say, man. Keep the faith. God is good, and this too shall pass.
That's it, man. Man, salute. Thank y'all so much, man. Y'all, we out of here, man.
Foolishness is bonded up in the heart of a child. The rod of correction will drive it far from him. Young people are prone to foolishness and fads. The cure comes through tough-minded discipline.
Yeah.
Sometimes we gotta look beyond our feelings, man. The word of God don't change.